Hey, I'm back with another awesome unboxing video. Surprisingly, way sooner than I thought because we have the two new figures from the newest wave of 2.5-inch Sonic the Hedgehog figures. I think this is wave 6. I hope I'm not wrong. But yeah, so these are the new figures. These were announced at Comic-Con Special Edition at Jakks panel. Actually, Crabmeat and Tails I think were actually both leaked on Walmart's website, but we officially got pictures last weekend, and of course, they literally just started showing up in Targets. So, yeah, let's just get right into this. So first of the two new figures we will be looking at is Crabmeat. So here we have Crabmeat. Alright, so my first thought getting him out of the package is he is very small. I mean, it works. He is a Badnik, one of the little robots that Sonic fights, and, but anyways, he's just this tiny little thing. Probably doesn't even stand at 2.5 inches like this. Maybe sideways, I suppose. But anyways, he's a little tiny guy, which is pretty cool. Kind of works out. So let's look at his articulation. The box says he has 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all of his legs kind of move up and down. Not very posable, but I guess that's something. And then his claws just kind of go down, which I guess he couldn't even stand like that, but whatever. But also his eyes turn, which is, I guess, something they didn't consider counting, because it's the eyes. But yeah, so you can turn his little crab eyes in all sorts of weird directions. Big Homer Simpson looking eyes. But yeah, so I guess that's the articulation. Pretty good. I mean, it looks great. I'm glad we're getting more Badnik figures still. Let's look at him next to, oops, drop the base, Buzz Bomber from the last wave. And yeah, that is pretty much in scale. You know, Crabmeat's not a very big Badnik enemy, so that is pretty cool. And then here is Motobug. This is a modern Motobug, obviously, but yeah, still pretty good. But now when we look at Crabmeat, again with Sonic, that is honestly pretty good scale for 2.5-inch figures. Like yeah, on its side, that's about 2.5 inches. But yeah, that is pretty good actually. Now for the 4-inch figures, I didn't grab them, so but I'm just based on that, I'm sure the 4-inch figures don't scale that well with Crabmeat. But like it's a tiny enemy, you know, it's a crab. It's not necessarily supposed to be huge. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, he's a pretty good figure. Glad I was able to pick him up. Still very tiny, but it works out. So with that being said about Crabmeat, let's just move on to Tails. And lastly, we'll be looking at the 2.5-inch Classic Tails. And here is Classic Tails. Now, I'm very excited about this figure because it is yet another 2.5-inch classic figure, which is very cool because they are meant to scale with the modern ones, the modern 4-inch figures, which is really cool. So yeah, they finally made Tails. As you know, before they made Sonic, and then they made Mighty, you know, classic style figures. But now we got Tails, and he looks really, really cute. Like, right in the package, I thought he looked just adorable. You know, his little eye details, his little smile, his tails look great. Like, look at that. They're kind of connected, and they're articulated, so you can spin them around, which I don't think is that useful, but still pretty nice. But yeah, and another thing is his pose. He is not in a pose that is very awkward, kind of like Sonic. The 2.5-inch Sonic is in a very weird pose, but yeah, I mean, he's kind of waving, or he's just got his hand up. It's not amazing posing, but it's better. It's better than Sonic's, because you can just stand him up like this and display him, and he looks really nice. So yeah, he's got all his details. He's got his little blue under his I guess his sock or whatever, with the buckle on the side. Very, very nice. With all that being said, let's take a look at him next to some other figures. So first up, we have the 2.5-inch Classic Sonic, and the scale is actually not that bad. Sonic is definitely supposed to be taller than Tails. And he is, just very slightly, but still he is right there. Now, as you can see, the pose on Sonic is that awkward, weird hand thing and his little toothy grin. Still a very weird figure for Classic Sonic, but I mean, whatever. But yeah, Tails is still just in a standard pose. And then, let's see, let's bring out Mighty. Mighty is in also kind of an awkward pose, but it's something that actually looks fitting to him. It doesn't look like an awkward hand wave thing. But anyways, yeah. Also still in scale. Tails is smaller, which is good. That gives me hopes that they're actually trying to scale these 2.5 inch ones with each other, because, you know, even with 2.5 inches, it's not perfectly scaled. Now that we look at those, let's look at the modern figures. Speaking of 4-inch scale. So yeah, as you can see, Classic Tails is smaller than Tails, which is good. I mean, look at that. It's so nice to finally have them together. And now let's go on to some non-Jakks specific figures. As you know, I have the classic Sonic from Jazzwares, made in like 2010, 11, whatever. And with Tails, I think that is actually very, very good scale. Like, you know, the other one was slightly taller, but this one is it's pretty much right there in the scale, in scale with the Tails. So yeah, these look really good together. So yeah, this is Jazzwares Classic Sonic and Jakks Classic Tails. Now, I also have Jazzwares Classic Tails. As you can see, he is the same size as Sonic, so he is huge. Now, I think I do like the orange color for him. I like it because I know Classic Tails back in the old games was more of an orange color than a yellow, but now I guess whenever they do Classic Tails merch, he is like a yellow, like a bright yellow, which honestly is kind of the same as modern one, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I like this one because obviously it scales better, but I still like this one because of his expression and the color they chose for his fur. So yeah, I guess that's really it. Let's just take an overview at everything and we'll be done. So here is all our in-scale classic figures. So as you can see, we've got Dr. Robotnik, Mecha Sonic, we've got Buzz Bomber and Crabmeat, and then we've also got the new Tails, we've got the 2.5 Sonic, Mighty, and then Sonic with a chili dog, which I don't really like that much. But yeah, very happy to get more classic characters in the 2.5 inch scale, which is great to say because next wave, I think, if I remember correctly, we are getting Super Sonic, and then I know for sure we are getting Classic Amy, which is great because I also have the Jazzwares Classic Amy, which is one of my favorite figures, but she still kind of works with the rest of the gang. I hope we get Knuckles soon. Really hope we get Knuckles and Ray, and even Classic Metal Sonic. I'm sure they're all somewhere down the line. I mean, look at Jakks' new lineup for figures, the 4-inch ones. We're getting Silver and Rouge the Bat soon. No, and Omega. I completely forgot. We're also getting Omega. That is amazing. But, as you know, this line is still going pretty strong. Can't say the same for their Mario line. But, yeah, great figures. Still pretty happy to collect them. I was very lucky to get them. I mean, to be fair, I called in, gave them the, what was it, the DCPI, whatever, and they looked it up and they said they had them, and yeah, so I guess your best bet to try to get these guys is to call in and give them the barcode thingy, DCPI, whatever. So I guess that's really all I gotta say. I'll see you in the next video.